Welcome back to the channel, everybody. We're gonna be talking about UFC 6. I've been given access to play the game up until like I think the 9th or the 11th. I forgot when does this playtest end, but I put in like 4 hours into it already, and I have a lot to say. There's a lot of things in this playtest that I was like super impressed with. This is not a video bashing nor a video trying to gas it. It's more so just what I've seen, and I can't say too much. I can't be in specific details because, you know, pretty much, you know, we're under like a certain NDA. Like, you can't be that specific. It's a damn playtest. So I'm gonna try my best. I'm gonna be a little vague, but if you put 2 and 2 together, you'll understand where I'm coming from. Now, I've played UFC 5 recently. I did forget about the UI system, but I do want to say off bat, we're gonna talk about the presentation and then get to the UI. The UI in UFC, the presentation in UFC 6 looks great. I know, or perhaps there may be a placeholder, but from what I seen, from the music to the background to then the fighters that are presenting the game in that menu screen, they look phenomenal. Like, it looked 1-to-1. The way they went in with detail, and then to know that that same detail is in the actual game, I was like, holy shit. Because UFC 5 already looks good, and the first thing I said was, how the hell are they gonna make a jump in graphics when the graphics look good? Some people be so like unsatisfied with the graphics, and I'm like, the graphics ain't the problem. The graphics look good. It was like the slidiness, the stiffness, the robotic punches, like, it didn't, I hate the term simulation, because simulation starts to in video games equate to like stiffness, and there's a lot of fighters that move mad quick and they swifty with it. In this game, from who was available, I'm 3 and 26, God. I'm 3 and 26. They were hitting me with them swifties. They were back at, like they were kicking my ass. I won 3 times though. And I don't care. But I'm gonna be playing this all throughout the playtest time. Okay, we're gonna get better. But I just know, I wish you guys could see it. The way the knockouts look was incredible. So hand in hand with the UI, there's some stuff being implemented, some of these features that I think you guys are gonna really like. And it keeps you on your feet. I mean, obviously, you know, a little bit of exaggeration there, but it makes the matches more immersive. It keeps you on your toes. It makes you focus more, because there's certain things now displayed and you got to pay so much attention, and it actually makes for people to really switch up the way they play, because now you can see, oh wait, and you could have always seen it. I know you could always see it in UFC 5, but the way they redesigned it a little bit looks a little different, and I thought it looked really nice. And again, I can't say certain features that were added, but just know they got some heavy hitting stuff added into this game that I was like, oh, the players are gonna like this. Now, perhaps there's gonna be some feedback later on how they could kind of like make this feature or make these features a little bit better and balanced. Absolutely. But going hand in hand with the combo system they added, the way they rehauled the combo system goes along with the fighter uniqueness. Fighter uniqueness in this game, you could tell they must have had these fighters uniquely just mocapped or doing everything themselves, because we're talking about the likeness of so much added into this game. The way they move, the way they block, they weren't just blocking. Not everybody blocks the same. Not everybody walks the same. Certain people had like super unique ways of moving, the way they carried themselves in the game, and it made for some good immersive gameplay. Now, when some people get hit, the way they react was nice. The way some people went down on the ground, it looked really nice. Now, of course, UFC 5 is very familiar. You can't just remove animations that are human-like. You're gonna see some of the same stuff, of course, but it's just the additives, the additional stuff that they've added and really reworked to make it just seamless and fluid. I'm not capping. And again, this is a playtest, so any kind of bugs or lag issues or anything like that is, you know, hopefully it's fixed by the time the product does drop. I love how effective like the kicks are. I love how effective the punches are. And now, as we're talking about combos, there's some fighters, you know, you kind of start off slow, but when there's a momentum and you're throwing like combos and your stamina is still equipped, you would throw some combos. If you're not blocking, and the way you can just get knocked out, let's add on to that now. From these combos, you just got to always be careful, you know, your stamina. But now, the way they work this game is, if you're doing certain stuff, you're just putting other parts of your body at risk if you're not protecting yourself. So, of course, it's not good to spam, because if your opponent gets open, and I know every other UFC had familiar features like this, in this case, I've never seen it like this. There was matches where I got in and I thought I had him. I'm throwing punches, but I'm also walking him down, like, and I'm throwing punches, and all of a sudden, a left hook came in, hit me, and I fell right down. I was done. either got knocked out right there or hit the ground. He came right above me and just punched me. And that's it, I was done. Like, the way they got the game working is not that you always got to be careful, but it's just timing. It's really a timing thing. If you can catch somebody in that while they're just throwing haymakers at you and trying to spam, and you could catch somebody in that, you honestly just got yourself a TikTok clip. Seriously, they made it to where like the inevitable, or like the, oh my God, the impossible just happened. And I like that. Not that it is a feature. I just think, I don't even think they did it on purpose. It just feels like one of those momentum shifts where you think you got the lead in the match, in this fight, and that one little quick thing just threw me off. And then when I look at the replay camera joint, I'm like, oh shit, I was putting the beats on him and he caught me with that. Like, he legitimately caught me with that. I threw a high knee, and because he threw a haymaker right to my stomach, I threw a high knee, I fell right to the ground, and I was just like holding my stomach. Then I got back up, and the way, you know, they started acting afterwards, it took some time, and then like they had to like really maneuver. So I really do like the player uniqueness, the player likeness, the way they act, along with the combos, the knockout, the fancy knockout system that they have, where the way players go down and the way players get hit, it's kind of insane. And let me see what else. The physics, again, the way it chains together, it's fucking incredible. I like it, you know, and for anybody out there that's a fan of UFC, you're gonna enjoy this. Now, one thing I do have to make it very clear, I'm not that good with the ground game. I have not been good as in the ground game in years. Like, it's very like confusing to me. I can't cap to y'all. I can't even act like I'm fronting. So whenever I got brought to the ground, it was difficult, but I definitely was able to get back up or switch it up or try to submit somebody. But the ground game, I knew I was going up against diehards, like diehard tryhards, whatever you want to call them. I was going up against demons because they knew how to take me to the ground. There was this dude, we were fighting, and I'm putting the beats on him, and he took me to the ground. He did something, switched over, did some other shit, crucifix or something, and I was done. And I said, damn, bro. It was so bad. I went up against Troy Dan. Troy Dan whooped my ass. He submit me. Now, the good thing about this is y'all never see that gameplay, because he whooped I was putting the beats on him standing. Once he took me to the ground, it was over. Shit. Tell my story when you see me. When you hear about me, tell my story, because I'm dead. It's over. And he cooked me. Right? I said, damn, Troy Dan Gaming. There we go. Troy Dan. His goofy ass. He's cool. I love his content. And his goofy ass whooped my ass. He put the beats on me. So I just knew, maybe, I wonder from his perspective, did they enhance or fix the grappling? In my opinion, I always stood away from it. I went to stand and bang, I think it's called, or stand and bag or whatever. And I just really suck at it. I wish I could get better at it. It's just so confusing. And maybe if somebody want to teach me how to like do that shit in game, it's just very weird to me. It's very confusing. But it was still fun nonetheless, because I was still trying to fight with whoever I was going up against. You also have features that I can't mention. There was a few features. There was some cool features that I realized were added into regular modes that you could, how can I say it? Like, they have systems in place for whoever you pick and stuff like that. And I just thought like that was kind of cool, because you can basically, I don't know if somebody's gonna find a problem with it, but I don't, because I understand that I can't fight with everyone. But there's some stuff that you could like set. You can have a squad, and you can send that squad off, is what I'll just say, and like, and then they come back as something. It's super cool. Now, I don't know if that was ever implemented into UFC 5, but I know from what I played, I thought it was pretty cool, because they had their own little system in place, and I was using them, and I was, you know, kicking ass. Those 3 times I won, I was like, man, it was great. Yo, it was absolutely insane. I always said it though, EA's UFC games, they have so many button prompts, but man, it worked fluid. Now, I had some internet issues, and I'm going to talk about this because it definitely wasn't EA. I went up against some dudes that I knew they weren't from around these parts, because they were whipping my ass and lagging. I was in midair like this, and they were fucking me up. So I made sure not to play with their ass again. I blocked them. I don't care. I don't care. I blocked them, because you're not about to whip my ass in midair like you was playing Mortal Kombat. Hell no. But that wasn't anything pertaining to beta. You could just tell I didn't lag when I knew I was playing people like in certain regions, but I just know that somebody probably from along the way probably just had some lag here and there, but that was nothing. But overall, I think you guys are going to be impressed. I think the game looks better than UFC 5. Presentation looks a little bit better. It looks the same, but somewhat better graphically, lighting. The fighters absolutely look incredible. Like, it's insane. I didn't know you can go that further up in graphics. They look incredible. Man, when you see that main menu screen and then when you see them in game, you're like, holy crap. Like, they look incredible. So I like that a lot. And I think the way the blood and everything forms, like the way you see things grow, it looks like some of the bruises are growing naturally within time. Like as you hit them, it gets a little bit more redder and redder. Like it just looks cool, man. I don't know how they do it. I don't know what system they have in place, but in my opinion, it was smooth. It was buttery in that sense. Any lag again that I had, I just knew it was part of like their play test. They were trying to make sure that this shit works. Couple of things I hope is that we get even more fighters. I hope that we get even more weight classes. You know, that's all I can say. Because I would love to experience everybody from different weight classes and their speeds and stuff. But we had some demons that we was going up against, and then we got to choose some dope people to fight with. And I was trying, y'all. So I'm about to get back in this and try some more. But I know this was a very vague video. I never really did a vague video of my true thoughts on the game, but I'm going to continue to put in hours up until like 100 hours. I'm going to do everything I can, but I'm going to keep you guys posted. Anything different, if they end up updating this throughout the play test time, I will keep you guys updated, give you guys my honest thoughts. If I start finding out that there's exploits and stuff that you could keep doing, I will absolutely make a video just addressing things that I noticed that I didn't like, but I can't, again, be too specific. But shout out to EA for hooking us all up with the playtest, man. Make sure you guys don't forget to always sign up for their playtest. Just go to EA's EA.com/playtesting or something like that and always sign up. There's playtest for so many games that they have. Now I had to turn back on my recording actually, and I couldn't have ended like this, man. There was something that I've missed, but I have to shout out Prioxis. For those who don't know, he's huge in the combat sports space. So make sure you guys go ahead and show him some love, hit the like button, and subscribe to his channel if you haven't already, all right? And pretty much he mentioned something in the middle of his video, because as I was rendering my video, I'm like, wait, oh snap, how did I forget this? And so that idea would have never happened had it not been that I was watching his content. So shout out to him, man. And that was the pick up and play part. Now, it basically, when I told you guys that I was 3-26, it's because this game isn't just to pick up and get back into the mix. Yes, there's some stuff of UFC 5 that's very you know, you can see the same, you know, some of the features that are added, or some of the features that's been like still the same from the previous game, but they definitely reworked so much of the game. One of them of which is just, it doesn't feel like it's a fighting game of like Tekken, but it has punishing mechanics. Like the way I play and the way I would play stand and bang, I think it's stand and bang or stand and bag, whatever. When I would play that in UFC 5, the way people play is like everybody's so like thing programmed to be strategic. So nobody, every time I play, nobody rushes me a certain way. Everybody plays a certain way, then they back up, then they play a certain way, then they back up, they do something, then they back up until like they know they got you in the bag, and then they'll just go ahead and wipe you clean. Like then they'll just whoop your ass. In this case, you gotta, it's not just for anybody to pick up. You'll get in the match, you'll get some punches in, but a lot of things can be like triggers to counters, and the defensive work that's in this game can really win games. Like the way people have destroyed me while I was whipping their ass was insane. I'm telling you, I was, you know, buddy, and I was putting the beats, and all of a sudden caught me by just defense, just caught me, hit me with a leg. I fell, he just pow, pow, and I was done. Like it's just insane the way they worked it in the game. Now, is it every time? No. And I think if it was every time, people would complain and say, oh my God, it's the same thing every time when I do this. No, it's more like a timing thing. And really it's lit as fuck when it happens. But also it makes it harder for people like me who are like super mid at the game. Although I love playing UFC, I am mid at UFC. And just, you can't just spam punch, because if somebody hits you with an uppercut, if you let them get, you're just done. And it's not as simplistic, it's not as simple as like what you're probably thinking, like in UFC 5 or the previous ones. Yeah, if you're spamming and you got no stamina, no. There was times I still had half my stamina and my health bars of whatever is in the game now was still, you know, intact, and I still got flashed because I guess it was a timing kind of thing where the defense just clipped me. Everything got reworked. There's counters to everything. If it's offense on offense, throwing punches, there's defense. There's so much, the groundwork, the way people finesse on that. So there's a lot. And I just had to mention that so that anybody who's curious, who plays like UFC on a very amateur level, you just like to get on and play, just know you're going to get the works. Hopefully stand and bag or stand and bang, whatever it's called, is still in this. So that way maybe you can still try to play it. But because of these features that are in place, these mechanics, this rework is in place, it's gonna give you a challenge. It's not as impossible to win. It's actually really fun because you start noticing, holy shit, I thought I was gonna win. And it's not like a glitch, it's not a bug. When you see that slow motion replay, you see where Buddy caught you. And it be in places where it makes a lot of sense. He got that opening on you. So shout out to Proxys for mentioning that in his video. He probably elaborated on it better than I did now. But definitely shout out to him because that literally was me, what he was just describing. I picked up the controller and thought I was gonna get straight to work, and I got worked. Like, I got bodied. And as a result, I don't want to play none of them because they all gonna fuck me up. Actually, no, I do need to play some of the homies because them dudes online, I ain't gonna lie, I feel like they don't respect bro code, bro. They were out here wilding. They were fucking me up. Then they got me on the ground. They were punching me like 8 times. Then they got up and started taunting. You don't taunt dudes, bro. You don't taunt dudes, bro. That shit mad disrespectful, yo. You don't taunt dudes. I swear to God, you do that shit, you got I blocked like 5 people today. I don't give a shit. But it's your boy 30G. God bless everybody. And again, Proxy's link will be in the description below. I had to add it because out of respect, that idea would have never triggered in my brain. Like, oh shit, I forgot this happened. But yeah, I love you guys so much. God bless. And I will see y'all in like 25 hours after I play this game. Bye.